Coal shipments to China? Stop. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Let's grab your stein of coffee and have a look at this article from news.com.au about no coal bound for China from two major ports in December. Now, if we jump over here, we can see coal is a significant part of our export economies, over $57 billion, and a big chunk of that is going to China. Now, another thing to keep in mind is when they're talking about shipping, I will load up this website here, which will show us all of the global shipping routes. And you can see where our coal is coming from this coast here. Now, that's because, well, we'll bring up Google Earth. We can see here, these are all the mines in Australia in 2014. There'll be a few more. And if we turn on coal, have a look. So mostly Queensland coal is exported overseas and New South Wales coal is exported overseas. We are the coal states. You know, I've worked on coal mine projects as an architect. We've designed MIAs, mine industry areas, all the office buildings, the first aid buildings, and support buildings that go on that part of the mine. It helped me start my business. It's what got us into our field of expertise in some ways, embarrassingly, which is volumetric modular construction. So we've worked on a lot of it, right? I'm working on one right now for a school. So, you know, a lot of coal here. That's going to hit our states if those exports reduce and the employment prospects of those mines reduce and the royalties reduce. So we can see here the shipping going over. Look at it. We've got all these big cargo vessels. Come on. Can you show me? Out of control. What? Okay. It's not bringing me the... usually has a nice little picture of the ship. Maybe I need to pay a premium subscription. So, no coal bound for China from two major ports in December. Two major Australian ports made no coal shipments to China in December in a big departure from the usual. There were no coal shipments bound for China from two major Australian ports in December as trade tensions between the two countries continue. The development has surprised market watchers because coal shipments traditionally rebound in December ahead of the new calendar year when China sets its quotas for Australian coal. The trend was reflected in new figures from the Australian Bureau of Statistics on Thursday, showing Australian coal exports to China plunged from more than 823.3 million in November 2019 to 121.7 million in November 2020. Yeah, that's a big hit. The data tracks the fall of local coal exports to China over the last 6 months to November from a high in June of 1.35 billion. It comes as more than 1,000 seafarers aboard 80 ships laden with Australian coal remain stranded off China's coast, some of which have been on board for up to 20 months, as they wait to unload coal because China won't let them, maritime unions say. A review has found no coal ships left Queensland's Gladstone port in November or December destined for China. Shipping data also suggests no coal shipments left Newcastle port in New South Wales bound for China in November and December, according to analysts by global energy and commodity price reporting agency Argus. The numbers are definitely what we would expect to see, Sydney-based correspondent Joe Clark told NCA Newswire. If you went back and looked at the shipment data from December 2019, you'd see a whole raft of shipments with a confirmed destination to China, and there was none in December. No coal in December from these two major ports. Well, there you go, everyone. This is what happens. You know, it wasn't just all talk. There is usually a dip in coal shipments to China in October and November because quotas are full or starting to fill up. But in the second half of December, shipping normally restarts again ahead of China's new quota every January. China bought a lot more in the middle of the year, so the traders were like, maybe the quotas are full, and we'll see new shipments starting up again as usual when the new quotas come in, Ms. Clark said. The fact there weren't any shipments in December was quite a surprise to people. The lack of shipments suggests it is less likely to be a result of quota issues than other factors at play, such as simmering trade tensions between Australia and China. If it was just a quota issue, we'd expect shipments to rebound in the second half of December and that to be reflected in the export data from the ports in Newcastle and Gladstone. The fact there's nothing in there implies it's not just a normal quota problem, Ms. Clark said. Australia's relationship with China has deteriorated since China banned imports of Australian coal, as well as placing tariffs on barley, wine and other products. The decline in trade relations followed China reacting angrily to the Morrison government's decision to back an independent inquiry into the origins of the coronavirus, which emerged from Wuhan, China in late 2019 before spreading worldwide. Australian coal exports to China are worth $14 billion in 2019. So that's a big chunk of our economy. Now let's jump over to trading economics, everyone, and let's have a look at commodity prices right now to see how coal is doing. Where do we have it? Coal. Come on. Down here. Nope, cobalt. Okay, it's at $80.50. Wow, $80.50 US a ton, and it's just jumped up in January. We'll go to 10 years. So we're still, below those all-time highs. We go to all this back here. This is when we were working on some of the coal mines, when you'd see proposals and designs and just the money they would spend on the accommodation supporting these mines was right up there when it was at such a high level per ton. So you go $80.50 US a ton. We'll look at the exchange rate. So we're sitting at 77.6 US cents per Australian dollar. So it's getting up there too. We'll go to a 25-year high, and you can see, everyone remember when it was over $1.10? Weren't those good days? So everyone, they're talking about coal being banned or quotas reduced. Look at what we're seeing now. So we're going to have to see how that manifests in the economies of Queensland and New South Wales. This isn't a good sign. This is billions of dollars of trade. And sure, people can say find other destinations. They've tried to do that. They've tried to open new mines here in Queensland to export coal over to India. And what's happened? The political will wasn't there. People protested. People advocated against it. People were concerned with the environmental impacts. You have a lot of people that seem to think that we should uphold responsibility for how our resources are exported and how they're used. But what happens is, when people don't use our coal here in Australia, when they don't use the coal here in Australia and they use, they might import it from Indonesia or from other countries, the quality of the coal isn't the same. The chemical makeup of it is the pollution will be worse than what we have here. There's different grades of products here, different uses of it. It's not all the same. So you could, by banning a coal mine here in Australia to help the environment, you could actually be doing greater damage to it and damaging our economy in the process. But people don't seem to think, they don't seem to take that extra step to understand the bigger implications of what they're actually doing. Anyway, guys, there we have it. No coal from 2 huge ports in Australia going to China. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve or Aussie Broadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us by PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.